Hi, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to run your motor off of the SMV. For the SMV, there's going to be two main ways that you can run. I'm going to be also showing you how to set the parameters and the wiring for the terminal strip. The default of the SMV is going to be running off of the keypad. As you can see here, I can simply press the run button and the SMV will run the motor up to the default speed of 20 Hertz. I can also control this speed using the up and down arrow key right here. And stop using the red button right here. Now to power the SMV using the terminal strip instead, you would have to change a couple of parameters. The first two main ones are parameters P100 and P101. Parameters P100 is your start source, meaning right now 00 is starting off of the keypad. If you change that to 01, it's going to be powered off using the terminal strip. Parameters P101 is going to be your speed or control source. The default is going to be 00, which is again keypad. If you change that to 01, it's going to be powered and controlled using terminal strip. So let me show you right now using my switch box here. You can see that it's now powered or enabled using the switch box, and the speed control is going to be changed using the potentiometer right here. For the enable switch, you will want to hook up a cable between 1 and 4. And then for the potentiometer, you will want 2, 5, and 6 wired like so. Now, going into different functions for switches. In the switch box, I have 3. I want to set the first switch to be a preset speed, as well as the second switch. The third one, I want to run a reverse command or change direction. So how do we do that? The parameters for these switches can be found in parameters 121. So we want to scroll all the way up there. 121 is going to be your first function. Default is set to nothing. And if you check on your manual, there are many types of functions that you can use. In this case, I just want a normal preset speed, so I want to scroll up to 03. Parameters 121 preset speed is related to parameters 131. This is where you set your speed. So let's say I'm going to go up to 35. Now the switch is set. Going down to parameters P121, P122, this is going to be your next function. Again, I just wanted it to go into another preset speed, so 3. As you might have guessed, parameters P121 was related to P131, so P122 is going to be related to P132 for the preset speeds. So now you can change that to, let's say, 15. That's going to be your preset speed number 2. Lastly, I want to change the parameters 123, and this is going to be your third function. As I've said before, I wanted this to run reverse or just switch direction. So we're going to do 10. This would switch the direction between forward and reverse. For forward and reverse command, You would also need to change parameters 112. This enables the SMV to switch between the two. The default is 0, 0, meaning that you can only run the motor forward. If you switch that to 0, 1, you can now run it either reverse or forward. I'm going to go into the wiring of the terminal strip later as well. So now let's see what we have. If I enable the switch, the drive should run, still being powered by the potentiometer and speed control. But now, if I toggle this switch, it should go to 35, as we have set before. Preset speed number 2 should be 15. And then the third one is going to be switching the direction. So if you want to keep an eye on the light right here, you can see that forward, there's a red light over here that is running the motor forward. If I switch into a reverse, a yellow light is going to be blinking, meaning that the motor is now going to be run in reverse. Just going to stop the drive. Now, how do we wire these switches then? It's very simple. You just have to wire from 4 to 13A, 13B, and 13C, like so. These will allow 4 to power 15 volts DC once the switch is on into those functions, meaning that you're going to enable those functions to be run. Again, there are many other different functions that you can choose from, and you can consult your SMV manual, depending on your applications. I'm also going to briefly go over how to reset your drive. Now, if you need to reset your drive to an original parameters, this would depend on where you bought the SMV from. And this can be done using parameters 199. The default you should see is 0, 0. This means that you're running the drive off of your user settings. So it's all of the settings that I've told you to change before to run the preset speeds and the run reverse, for example. These are all your autosave parameters. So if you power cycle your drive, all your parameters will be saved and accessed later on as well. So now if we go to 0, 2, this is going to be your OEM default settings. So if you have purchased the drive from an original equipment manufacturer, they have pre-programmed your drive with their own parameters already. So you can just go back to the settings if you need to reset it. If you had bought the SMV from a distributor, for example, you can reset it to our factory settings. And that can be accessed using parameters 03 and 04. For 03, the default settings would go up to 60 hertz, and 04 is 50 hertz. So if I reset to 03 right now, the drive is going to run off the keypad instead of the switch box like before. So these are the common parameters and the two main ways to run your motor off of the SMV. Thank you.